For the first 46 years of my life, I ran as fast as I possibly could from my purpose, from my identity, from the call that I knew that was on my life. It wasn't the fear of failure that got me to do that. It was the fear of success. And I began to just settle for being okay with just being okay. I began to tie my identity into athletics, into other people, into relationships and their expectations, and finally into alcohol. After 2 failed marriages, I found myself homeless, without a car. I lost the respect of my family and my friends and my older children. And I ended up in a rehab facility named Valley Hope. I had one thing left though, and it was my 6-year-old daughter, Camden. But on the 3rd day there in rehab, I found out that I had lost my rights to her. I couldn't see her. I couldn't contact her anymore. And that just devastated me. I went to the chapel there at Valley Hope, and I sat on that front row of that chapel, and I looked at the cross of Jesus that was on the wall. And I just thought about ending it all. What mattered? I'd lost everything that I held dear. I was a failure. I had no purpose. But I was able to utter one word when I looked at that cross, and I just said, help. And I felt this strong, burning sensation underneath my armpits just stand me up. And I heard this voice say, you matter. You have a purpose. I created you for something. And right then and there, I had life change. I began to become Kip Schubert, a Warriors on Purpose. I stopped being okay with just being okay. And I began to do 4 things in the next 5 years. One of those, the first one was I began to control the things that I could control, my effort and my attitude. Second, I began to dream big. Third thing is I began to pursue those dreams relentlessly, ignoring my critics and never quitting. And the fourth thing was I began to keep my faith over my fear. I began to go into rooms in those 5 years and I would say, hey, I'm Kip, I'm an alcoholic. Now I go onto stages in multiple places in multiple ways and say, I'm Kip Schubert, I'm a warrior on purpose. Our words are power. You can start that today. I want you to go home and get an index card and write this statement on it. I am, and then fill in the blank with that thing that you want to become. Maybe I am the best dad ever, and put that on your mirror and begin to read that to yourself every day. And those words will begin to bring power into your life. Through my hardships, I began to form a foundation to where I could build a life that I was proud of and a life that I could live on purpose and thrive. I began to become a warrior, and you can too. And I just didn't quit. And 1.5 years ago, I got a phone call. It was my ex-wife. And she said, hey, you want to see your daughter? And I said, absolutely. And we have been tight, and I've been seeing her ever since. You can do this too. Control what you can control. Dream big. Pursue them every day. Ignore the critics. Never quit, and keep your faith over your fear. And you can be a warrior on purpose.